Yes, good evening, everyone. Today is a Sunday, and we are blessed to have this time to have a discussion of what really happened today, mostly in the political landscape. Allow me to take this chance to give Mr. Miguda to say hi to the viewers.
Hello to our viewers. Welcome to Brother Benson Media. Kindly, let's have a very interactive session. You can comment in the comment section. You can ask questions. You can like, you can share. Let's hope that we will have a very engageful moment. Karibuni sana.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Miguda. Hi, Gibson Corner. Hi, Benson. Hi, Jessica, and everyone in the comment section. We are happy to be here again on Sunday, and we are just going to give a brief preview of what really happened. The president was in Nyeri, and the deputy president decided not to attend the celebration that was going on in Nyeri. Instead, he opted to go to the nearest county. So, so that is what really we want to have a look at, and we simply want to understand why the deputy missed this. And I think that would kind of explain the rift that we've been talking about between the president and the deputy president. Yeah, so Mr. Miguda, direct into the discussion of today. It is for the first time that we are seeing the deputy president actually decided not to attend what was going on in his backyard. Remember, Nyeri County, the deputy presidents come from Nyeri, and him not attending this was a serious thing. This clarifies or shows the seriousness, the serious rift that is there between them. Maybe from where you sit, Mr. Miguda, why do you think the deputy would simply decide not to attend a celebration that was happening in his home county? And remember, he's the deputy president. He was supposed to even invite the president. You saw his seat. His seat was actually vacant the whole time. Maybe your opinion on that.
I think Deputy President Rigiji has been saying that Milima belongs to him. So he was giving William Ruto space to come to Mirima so that you see how people will welcome him. But according to me, I do not see why was it that it's a must that he has to miss that meeting, because that is his backyard. He's coming from Nyeri County, and we expect him to be in that county so that by the time he was supposed to be introducing Mr. President. So Ms. Rigiji failed to attend that meeting because of the current political dynamics in the Mount Kenya region. The die is cast, and they are battling for supremacy. So why do you want to attend someone's meeting who has planted for you a counterpart? He has planted for Rigiji Kindiki as someone to counter. And before that, in the morning, they were at Stewart's Church in Nairobi. And Kimani Ichung'wah attacked Mr. President head on that, Mr. President, get off the snake on your hand before it bites you. Who was he referring to a snake? Rigiji. So Rigiji could not attend that meeting because Mr. President is an hypocrite. He's pretending to be having a light moment with Rigiji, but he has planted his allies to counter Rigiji's penetration in Mount Kenya. But the people of Mount Kenya were very calm. They welcomed the president. I think they show respect to the president at the head of the state, and it was also a church function. So it was not more of a political rally function where you could see some people rebelling. So it was a church function, and it was peaceful because they were expecting even the president to give them some donations. So they could not even boo the president. In fact, they were clapping for each and every statement he was saying. So Rigiji also was trying to tell Mr. Ruto that, Mr. President, because you planted for me people to counter me, I want to attend your meetings in Mount Kenya. Come by yourself. It is me who brought you to Mount Kenya. I'll make for introduction. I campaign for you. Then you have turned your back against me. So why should I join your meetings? Do it by yourself because you have proven enough that you can do it with the likes of Shungwa and Kindiki. So Mr. Rigiji was just sending a signal. But I was also seeing it from a different perspective, Mr. Makubura, because I was seeing that maybe Ruto, because Rigiji the other day he went to Rift Valley at Ruto's backyard, he brought that war into Ruto's backyard. So Ruto saw that even because you brought that war into my doorstep, even me today I will come to my doorstep. And I don't know how intelligence works in this country, because when he went there, he had two functions. He was going to give some donation to that church. At the same time, he pronounced the compensation of the victims who were affected during the tragic fire incident at Endarasha Academy. And he said that even he's going to compensate the owner of the school with the infrastructure that were burnt. So I don't know whether it was coincident or this fire was plotted so that by the time he's going to visit the area, he could address that issue. So we don't know how NIS operate in this country. So Rigiji saw that it was wise, he skipped it. But it was in Kirinyaga. But if you heard Rigiji's speech today, it was like, if the people of Mount Kenya have abandoned you, they have abandoned you forever. They will never love you. So who was he referring to? Mr. President. And you have heard even the governor of Nyeri, Mutahi Kahiga, he was applauding the president. It means that he was simply double speaking. But I like Mr. President because Mr. President said it straight that Utadu, even if I become the president 27, Utadu. So it's like Mr. Ruto is ready for this fight. Rigiji also is not giving up. So there's no need of us castigating Rigiji all the time. Rigiji is just a human being like any other person. And if somebody has plotted for you, counterparts, for instance, Makobura, if you want something in where maybe in this country, and I plotted for you people to counter you, what will you do? You must react. You cannot continue praising me. You cannot continue calling me good names. You have to fight back. You see the way Kimani Ichung'wah was referring to Rigiji today, a snake. And Kimani Ichung'wah has been consistent. The other Mount Kenya East people, they have also declared that Kindiki is their candidate. It means they do not want Rigiji in their camp. Rigiji has no option but to fight back. So Rigiji, there's no need of him occupying that seat. And you have the way Moses Kura is now celebrating on the X space, that the next time that seat will not be empty. He said that the next time he will occupy that seat. So Moses Kura today is having a field day on X. Rigiji's ally enemies are having a field day on X. Kimani Ichung'wah are having field days. So there I told you, Mount Kenya is literally split into two division, divide and rule. William Ruto has successfully divided Mount Kenya because Rigiji has been portrayed as the Mount Kenya region person, and he was even talking about him being a person of Morema. Why was he absent in Morema? If he could be absent in Nyanza, if he could be absent in Coast, it could be reasonable. But in Morema, particularly Nyeri County, where he's coming from, it's very unfortunate that he was very absent. So it means it has been split into two: the Gachagua factor and the Kindiki factor. Kindiki is a smooth operator, but he might get it rough because Rigiji is a ruthless politician. I've reiterated here for a long time that let Kindiki sign new politicians who are ruthless, who can speak all sort of bullshits without they don't care, because Rigiji is not going to give Ruto any chance. And Ruto, you have heard Ruto today, and you know Ruto very well. He said that don't campaign for 2027. Let us unite our people. By saying that unite our people, he simply respond to Rigiji that do not divide people along tribe. Let us focus on development. He simply said that do not focus on politics of 2027. He goes ahead and says that even if you campaign for 27 and God cannot allow you to be a leader, so what? He simply tells Rigiji that his goose has been cooked.
Okay, Mr. Miguda, maybe a clarification of this. Normally, what we've been seeing, the DP has been seen as a kingpin of Mount Kenya for quite some time, as much as the CS of Interior was uh, proposed by some members of parliament. Normally, when the president goes or political rivals, whenever they go to someone's backyard, we always see the close allies. We expected the close allies of the deputy president to react, at least to tell the president that whatever is happening is not good, because that has been their stand. We've always seen them sending very serious messages to the president. But again, why was it that they were very silent? The governor, who has been seen as the top fighter of the deputy president, he was very quiet. Today, he actually told the president that everything is okay. Why is it that when the president is not around, they keep uh, talking too bad about the president, but when the president is there, instead of telling the president that something is wrong, we need to talk about this, we need to solve this, they were quiet? Why is it that they were not standing the same way they've always stood to fight for their Murema leader? And why did they even allow the majority leader? Because to give a statement in the presence of the president, that actually, from the words of the majority leader, he was actually saying that the DP should be sacked. And the allies of the DP were also there. They didn't counter that. Maybe your opinion on that? Or is it that the president is a fearful man that you can't just address him that way?
The president is not God. The president is not the bullet. So I don't know. Nobody fear the president. We all respect him. And let me respond to James Okona before I go to your question. James Okona is asking me, Mikoda, is that Gormaya kid? Yes, this is Gormaya kid. I think this is for training. It's a new model. It's not for it's for training. Anyway, so I was saying Mr. President should not be feared. No one should fear Mr. President. You should just respect him as the head of state and the president of the Republic of Kenya because he got the mandate. People elected him. He was elected. He was declared to the Supreme Court confirmed. So that respect is ours, but we don't fear him. Personally, even me, I don't fear him. Those people don't fear Mr. President. Those people are playing what we normally say in football. Because I am on a Gor Mahia kid, let me respond to football. No one feared Mr. President. Those people are playing what we call defending while attacking while defending. They attack and defend, bearing in their mind that they want to win this game. But let me advise them. Let them go Ishungwa way. Ishungwa is attacking. It's not defending anything here. It's attacking them directly. Therefore, if you want to win this match, you must attack. During the 2014 World Cup, I think it was in Brazil, and the champions were the Germans. How did the Germans manage to win that World Cup? They were attacking. They were not defending anything. So they were attacking. They attacked and they won the entire league and they won that World Cup. The Brazilian who were the host, who were trying to attack and defend, they lost at the semi-final, you see, and they lost with a margin at I think 7-0 or 7-1. And there were some casualties. Super players like Neymar were injured in that game. Therefore, this one we are going to have casualties. Those people thought that the politics is very simple and politics is theoretical, that you defend and attack. Hey, that's a problem. Politics is very dirty and politics is very ruthless. Because Ishungwa knows it very well that sports is very ruthless, sports is attacking. Ishungwa is attacking. You see, he's even ordaining himself that they are calling me your dog. Yes, you are the one of that dog. What is he trying to insinuate? He's trying to insinuate that you are the one of the dog, I'm the dog, I'll bite them. So these people should not pretend in the presence of Mr. Ruto, they're applauding him. In his absentia, they're attacking him. That's now you are going to play this politics. This politics is going to be very dirty. You need to meet Ishungwa head on because Ishungwa is not sympathizing. Ishungwa is not taking anything to chance. He's attacking deputy president without any sympathy. Therefore, These people were defending Mr. Rigiji. I like this woman, Kate Waruguru. Kate Waruguru he can match Ishungwa head on. That's why I told you, Kindiki need Kate Waruguru in his camp. The force of Kate Waruguru plus Ishungwa can chase away Rigiji in Mount Kenya. So these people should not be pretending. Politics is not soft. Politics is not church whereby you come and praise and worship. If you want to praise and worship, you can go to church. If you want to play romance, go to your wife or your girlfriend. But if you are in politics, my friends, play what your opponents are playing, because your opponents are ready. You see, they have put their artillery against Gachagua. And you can see the way Ishunga is very confident in church, in front of the congregation. Is brave attacking the president without any fear. It means that they are planning, they are ready for this game. So sometimes they are trying to pretend that you are the president. Like today, Mutahi Kaiga. Who does not know Mutahi Kaiga? Mutahi Kaiga was praying that today, Mr. President, you are a good person, you are a man of God, we love you, the mountain is intact. Which mountain is intact? So who does not know that Mount Kenya is divided along political formations? So Mutahi Kaiga thinks that people are stupid at the mountain is intact. No, the mountain is not intact. The mountain is divided. So this issue of praising you are human being because it's in his presence you praise him. In his absence you attack him. That is coward, and we don't need cowards in politics. So why are you in politics if you are a coward? What are you doing in that politics? You should go home and live for the people who are brave to handle those politics. Because if you are a coward, these guys are going to finish you. And these are the people who think that they are going to chase Ruto in Mount Kenya at the next election. All the UDS members are going to go home. How? And we are not even ready to battle it out during this normal season. For instance, things like you are in charge, those are very friendly grounds, because in charge, mostly people don't fight in charge. So in a friendly ground where there's a friendly match, you need to attack your opponent circumferentially. You don't need to sympathize with him. Whereas what if they meet in the pub, or if they meet in the market, or if they meet in the Bunge la Wananchi? Will they still be soft-spoken people? If in church they are defending, what about Bunge la Wananchi? If you try to defend Bunge la Wananchi, you will meet the real voters on the ground. The politics of William Ruto is not a healthy one. The politics of William Ruto has never been good politics from the history. The politics of William Ruto is full of mayhem. And remember, right now, he's the head of the state. He's controlling the state. He's controlling the police, the military. Have you forgotten? Previously, they deployed military to the civilian. Military, you are deploying military to the civilian. I know the military do not even know how to use tear gas. They don't only how to use bullets. So, William Ruto's politics has never been clean politics. William Ruto politics has never been good politics. And I was like, he's even on the church pulpit saying that I'm mentoring young leaders. And people like Ishungu are happy that they are being mentored by William Ruto. You should not be happy because you are being mentored by William Ruto. People like Ndidi Nyoro, good leaders, are being mentored by a bad leader. If you are Ruto's opponent in the future, my friend, play his politics. This clean politics, Ruto will have you for a breakfast. So I think these leaders, Michael Burato, in my final thought, they are hypocrites. They are trying to attack and defend. It will not work for them. Let them focus on one thing. Let them attack and let them not defend at the same time.
Mr. Megoda, maybe a clarification on this. Why do you think there's this fear in attacking, especially in the presence of the president? Are they afraid? Or the president is actually in controlling everything currently, and who the president is. We know the power he has, and we know how consistent. And if you want something, you know how far you can go. Does it mean that these people are fearful of coming out to simply call a spade, just because they know the president is currently? I don't think it would be easy for anyone to come take his space come 2027. Could it be that they have this mentality that he's going to take he's going for the second term, so they don't want to find themselves in the opposite side. Could that be the reason why they are fearful of speaking directly to him? Because if you really watched whatever was happening in Nyeri, I actually didn't understand, even from the behaviors of close allies of Gachagua, the deputy president. They looked like a dog that has met some big dog, so ni kama walikuwa nakunja mkia, and that tells you that, is it that they're acknowledging the fact that the president is there and is a tough guy, cannot they cannot really find it easy. You can proceed.
So I was saying, the people.
You can proceed, Mr. Migoda. Sorry for that.
So I was saying, politics is all about interest, the way we have said here, without time, without number. And whenever your interests have converged, you work together. Whenever their interests have diverged, you part ways. So I think what is happening in this current regime, the interests has diverged. Because bringing Raila into government is a threat to the regime. There are some lucrative positions, to be precise. The CS for National Treasury, Planning and Economic. It was being led by Jogona. That was a Rigiji ally. So it has been taken by Raila ally, John Badi. Things like that one cannot stand very safe with Rigiji. It is mean that you are being shown the door. It means there are some deals which he might be probably doing that CS. Now he cannot go on with those deals. There are some of these deals which has been blocked with the current regime. So if that interest does not serve you, what do? You walk out of it. If that marriage does not benefit you, what are you doing that girl? If that relationship does not benefit you, it only work on at your loss, what are you doing there? You can move on. There are many friends, there are many allies. People are hanging out, people like Jeremiah Kioni, Kalonzo Musyoka, Eugene. They don't have allies, so you can even go and make the allies. Raila was hanging out, so to sort it out, so it was wise to look for Raila. So this issue of people crying, this politician, let me tell you one thing, these politicians, they are pretending. In fact, don't sympathize with them. You think that maybe they don't sleep because of they are being attacked by their fellow friends. It's just about business and deals. So me, I don't sympathize with any politician. I can't sympathize with any politician, whether you are being harassed, whether you are being by your opponent. Who told you to go to politics? In politics, expect anything. You can be killed, you can be arrested, you can go to exile. So you shouldn't cry like a baby if you're in politics. You feel like cry like a baby, quit politics. There are many things you can do. And Reggie, this is why I can't sympathize with Reggie. Remember 2023, Reggie also was frustrating Raila and ODM supporters during Mandamano. In fact, he was waking up at 5 a.m. He was going to the office, and he was the leader of the operational team. In fact, he was even telling people that today we want to deal with that Mzee once and for all. And that day, Raila car was shot like 11 live rounds, you see. So it means that even him, when his interest was being served, he wanted even to kill his opponent, which is not allowed in politics. The spirit of killing your opponent because of a mere competition in a democratic manner. Why do you kill someone? If you let us majority have their say their way, minority have their say. So what am I trying to say? Even Rigiji, when his interest was being served, he almost killed Raila in the Mandamano. So today, his interest is not being served. He want to cry like a baby to seek a sympathy card. People should not sympathize with Rigiji. Aura for aura. If you do bad, bad will follow you. If you do good, good will follow you. Those who live by sword die by sword. Those who live by Holy Spirit die by Holy Spirit, and they will ascend to heaven. So, two things. Number one, let us not cry like babies in politics. Number two, let us not try to seek sympathy votes at the expense of the people for your own gains, your benefits. So if you ask yourself, this rift between Rigiji and Ruto, at what expense does it benefit the common man? Because they are not in good terms. Do we get service delivery? Do we get developments? Do we have roads? Are there clean waters? Are there good medications in the hospitals? Are there better education? So if there is no transformation in the country and there is rift between two people, these people are simply fighting over their own interests, their own deals. They don't care about the common mananchi. They don't care about us. We are on our own. Therefore, as a people of this great nation, we can appeal to all of us. Let us not get into this war. Let them fight their own war. We have many things to do. If we can even watch football. We can even do many things with our families. We can spend time with our families together. But don't engage into these wars of these people, because these people, they have their own interests which are not being served at that particular moment. So they want to include you into their wars so that you can fight for them. You can be on the forefront. You die for them. After dying for them, you shed the blood is shed. Then some of them will get their way. You remember the case of the ICC 2007, 2008. People lost their lives. Property were destroyed. Up to date, there's no compensation. The victims were never compensated. Properties were never recovered. People who died, those people to date, they have never brought back to life. They died forever. But the main suspect, the people who are charged with crimes against humanity, one of them is the predecessor of the current president. They became president respectively, the predecessor and the successor. Those were the prime suspect of the crimes against humanity. So you see, people, let us not get into these wars. Let these people not put us into their war, because with them, they have their own wars which they are fighting. You as a patriot, as a citizen, focus on your role, be law-abiding citizen, oversight the government without any fear of contradiction, because there's no one to oversight for you, because this government is affecting us across. We pay taxes, we are overburdened. We pay over the taxes overburden the people. So you see, so you have to come out and oversight, must come out and call out this government, this rogue government. But getting into their wars, I don't support. Let them fight their wars at their levels. Because why am I saying though? So during Mandamano, remember, they used to arrest us, they used to abduct us, and they were telling us, you people, you are poor people. The police were telling us, you people, you are poor people. So you think you can overthrow the government? You are very poor, you can't overthrow the government. Or B, they are poor. We don't disagree with them. Why I see that when they are fighting the war of the rich people, they want to include the poor people. The way they were castigating us that we are poor during Mandamano, let us remain poor even when they are fighting for their own interests. Let us not get into the wars.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Meguda. This is not the first time that we are seeing a difference between the president and the deputy. We saw this in the last regime, and I think that the only difference that we can note is that uh, this time around we are seeing it in the first term. In the last regime that was led by the former president, we saw this difference in the second term. So maybe your opinion on this, because the president is even saying that the deputy president is calling him a liar. And he quoted, remember him saying that, don't call me a liar, everything will work. You're opposing everything I'm doing, and you're also in the same government. Remember the same words were used by the former president. And if we've gotten to a point where the president and the deputy are not seeing eye to eye, they're not meeting, they're not attending occasions or meetings together, what does that mean? Does that mean that uh, because just the other day there was these members of parliament who were calling for the removal of the deputy president, and they were not as clear as what we saw today. The majority leader came out clearly in front of people and said that the president should get the deputy president out of office, does that mean that we should expect an impeachment? And how is that? How are they going to manage? How are they going to do it?
I don't, um, they should not impeach Rigiji because of their political interest. They should just allow him to sail through up to 2027. When we wanted to take Ruto out of power through Article 1, the people shall, they told us that you people, you are a democratic nation, do not form any coup, do not form any anarchy. Just allow us to finish up 2027, to come with their votes, then we remove him through the ballot. Because the way they were reasoning, when we wanted to get Ruto out of power, they should apply that reasoning not to get Rigiji through power through impeachment. Because there are grounds for impeachment. You can just wake up in the morning because Rigiji does not like you, you are impeaching him. Then we are asking the questions. Under which grounds do you want to impeach Rigiji? There is no corruption case Rigiji has been mentioned during this fifth administration. I haven't heard. There's no gross misconduct in that of the deputy president. So, on which ground do you want to impeach Rigiji? Some things are just mere politics. So you should have the court can stop them because you must have ground for impeachment. So if there's no any ground for impeaching a deputy president, they should just play their politics the way that's very normal. They play their politics of maybe they're threatening him, they want to impeach him, they want to frustrate him, the way they were frustrating the former administration, the way Ruto was being frustrated by Uhuru Kenyatta. So they're applying the same tactics to frustrate Rigiji. Rigiji should not be a weakling person because in principle, let him be hard, let him harden himself because he's going to play this game up to the very end. He will not bolt out of it because he has declared himself. The moment you bolt out of politics, your followers will not consider you as a master because your followers also believes in you that you can deliver them from this defunct government. Therefore, Rigiji should not bolt out. Let him continue fighting. Let him not think that they are going to impeach him. They are not going to impeach him. There's no ground for impeachment. They are just threatening him to see how he can react. And also, or they are giving him a platform to talk about. They're saying that we want to impeach you, so that he can go to funerals, can go to church and say that, oh, they want to impeach me. Can you sympathize with me? I've not done anything wrong. It is me who make this government. I brought vote to this government. Now they want to impeach me. Those people are just laying for you what you are going to say to respond to them. But in the real sense, they are doing actual work on the ground. They are going to defeat you. So you should don't focus on what they're telling you about impeachment, about 27. If you are a serious politician, ignore those sideshows. Focus on the right thing. How do you remove Ruto from power? Don't waste your time going to funeral to respond to Ruto, to respond to Kishungwa, to respond to those people. You focus, look for logistics. Look for those things they used to do for Raila. Look for those people. Plan very well. Have your own committee. And also you can make sure that you do whatever they did to Raila for all those elections. To go out of power. Once Ruto is gone, the country will be happy. You'll be a hero. People will love you. Because right now Ruto is unpopular. No one wants to interact with William Ruto. Even those people who are interacting with William right now, it is because of their own personal interest. Even the Gen Zs who are working with William Ruto silently, and we know them, they are pretending they are with us, but at night they are in state house. Those people, their interest has been met. They are being paid. But for the person, sometimes I wonder, why do you support a government which is overburdening you with taxes? Why do you support a government? You should support a government. You should oversight that government. Unless if you see someone supporting the government, that person maybe has been compromised. Therefore, my advice to Reggie, if at all he's serious, he want to become the president, let him not joke. Or if he's serious, he want to support Kalonzo Musyoka, let him focus on the real issues. Let him look for votes. Let him move across the country, not Mount Kenya. Let him move in, even in Kamba, can go even in Coast, can go to Western, you can meet people like Netembea, let him make a very friendship. Then let him look for logistics. How do you get this power? You can win, but you cannot be declared. From the history, you understand that one. You can win the election in this country, but you cannot be declared. So how is he going to be declared? How is he going to be pronounced by the Supreme Court that he won those elections? How is he going to go to State House? The gate to State House, gate 2 or gate A or gate C, which one will he follow? So you must have all those logistics. It doesn't matter how you get there, but provided you can have a very well-drawn plan how you can get rid of power, you'll be a hero. People were even proposing Morara to run. Morara has never run for even MCA, but because they're seeing something potential in him that he can put this government on toes. I told even you today, if you start moving across the country with that our project, if you can look for funds, we move across the country from 001 to 047. Just talking to youths, we are telling youths specifically that those who don't have IDs to look for IDs, those who don't have voters card to go and look for voters card, and even you can have some gifts to entice them. For instance, we can tell them that for those who don't have those IDs, if you show us your ID, we are giving you certain cash. If you show us your voters card, we are giving you certain gifts. So before we click into your county, kindly try to get those IDs. From that point, we'll have registered many people as voters. Then we have one voice as James as used that any person will put against Ruto, he will beat Ruto very early in the morning. Are you getting me?
Yeah, you're clear. So, okay, maybe before we end the show, I also wanted to hear your comment on the tours of the president. The other day was in China, and then he went there with the former prime minister. When the people of Kenya asked, we were told that he was going to meet some presidents there. He was on a campaign tour. Just the other day, they were also in Germany. While in Germany, we were told that the president is trying to look for a job for almost 400. There were some vacancies around 400,000. Some sources were telling us 250. But again, today we're also getting some mixed reactions from the government of Germany that there wasn't really an exact number of vacancies that were said by the government of Germany and that the president needed to clarify. So most people have gone to social media, they're saying, oh, we're used to this. The government, the president has come back with normal lies. Maybe your take on that before we end the show.
I would like to very brief because we have discussed it in the previous video. So I want just to focus on the reasons why people think that Mr. President is lying. You know, Mr. President, since he came from China, then from Germany, today he was in charge. So he's using the church platform. He's using the church platform just to explain to the people that he